Be a little bossy out here. Come on, dog. Come on, man. What up, YouTube fan? We in here. anthonytoglife back with another video. We are in week 2 of the Project 52 photo challenge, and the theme for this week was rule of thirds motion. Show motion in your image using the rule of thirds. So we're not gonna waste any time. We're gonna jump right in. I'm gonna put this week's image on the screen right now. Let's get to it. Now, this one really was a little tough for me because I felt like this was kind of the cheap way to do rule of thirds, using a person or a bicyclist or a car, using the roads. Like, I feel like this isn't really pushing me creatively, so I'm not gonna front. I was real hesitant on doing this one, but I at least made the effort to come here. Now, it took me about an hour to get to this location, so at least I'm in a location that took some work, so it wasn't like I'm just around the corner from the house. So when I knew rule of thirds to show motion, boom, this spot popped into my head because it's just a great way of showing that motion. So my plan is to put this road here, put this road on the left third, and then this road is going to be more on the right third. The plan is to have a biker come down this road right here, get the biker in this little bit of sun. So the biker is the main subject. They're on the left third. The road curves around into the right third, and that's the composition. So in terms of camera, I'm shooting with my 6D2 with a 24-105 f4. And it looks like I'm gonna have to be at 24 to be able to get all this in, because unfortunately I can't come back this way since there's nothing there. Setting wise, I am at, not that it really matters, but currently I am at 500th of a second because I want to make sure I don't get any motion blur from the bikers coming down, and they have some speed when they're coming down these canyons. So I'm shooting at 500th of a second at f4 ISO 100. So I really need a balance between the shadows and the highlights. That's the problem with shooting a very high dynamic scene like this, is you either have to pick the priority or you have to find a balance. And so what I think I'm going to do is find something right in the middle, so that way my shadows aren't too deep, because I know my subject is going to be in the shadows, so those really need to take priority at this point. So I want to make sure my shadows aren't too deep, but I don't want the highlights to be blown out because there's so much sky in the composition. I don't want that to be white. So I'm going to prioritize the shadows, make sure those aren't too deep, but make sure that my highlights aren't too blown, so that way I can bring those highlights down in post. The 6D2 does pretty good with dynamic range. It's not as good as some of my other cameras, but it's pretty good. So we're gonna push it, see. So what I could do while I'm waiting is to really perfect my composition, so that way when a bicyclist comes, if a bicyclist comes, I already have my composition down. I can somewhat pre-focus and just wait, and as soon as they get in the right spot, I can just snap. And actually thinking about it, I'm gonna put this bad boy in high speed continuous, so that way I can just rattle off shots. So that's a good thing to do when you do something like this. If you have time and you're waiting, get your composition the way you want, because I may only get one shot at getting a bicyclist before it's time for me to go. So I need to make sure I have my composition exactly how I want it, so when that biker comes, I can snap and I'm good to go. I think I'm going to increase my f-stop to f8, because the way that I want to frame this shot using the 6D2, one of the problems with the 6D2 is that the autofocus points are all clustered in the center. So where I want to get the bicyclists, they're more to the left of the focus points. So by shooting at f8, it gives me a little bit more leeway to focus maybe a little bit in front of where I want the bikers to be, and then I'll still get them sharp because I'm at f8. So we're gonna drop that down to f8. So that was 2 stops. So I'm just gonna bump my ISO up to 400 to get me back to the same exposure. Okay, now there's a car coming right here. So this will give me a good test. This isn't, like I said, I don't particularly want a car, but this will help me kind of test out if a bicyclist comes, what it would look like. So even though I really wanted to put them in this patch of sunlight. I just don't think it's gonna work for the composition. It's ultimately making me shift the composition more to the left to be able to get them in the sun, and I'm not able to get this part of the S-curve on the right third and this one on the left third. It would have helped if I had a wider lens, so 24 just isn't wide enough. If I would have had my 17-40, I could have made that work. That's just the way that it go, right? You know, you have what you have. If you don't have it, you have to improvise and make it work. So what I'm ultimately gonna try to do is, instead of getting them in the sun right there, and as the sun comes up, the sun may come more down. So instead of trying to get them in the sun right there, I'm gonna try to get them more right here. So that way, number one, they're closer to my camera, so they'll be bigger in the frame, but then I also can frame it the way that I want. And I think that actually will work well, because with them being right here, you can see the road to the left. That'll be more on the left third. So that'll show that the bicyclist came down that road. And then you'll see this part of the S-curve on the right side. That'll show the motion from me utilizing the rule of thirds. You'll see that they're going downhill and then swooping around. So I think it'll actually work really well. It's a waiting game. So all we could do is wait. Photography is a game of patience. You get your composition, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait. And sometimes you wait and you don't get anything. And you waited for nothing. But sometimes you wait and you get exactly what you set out for. I'm hoping it's the latter on this trip. Oh, so we got a car. So let's at least test with the car here. See if I like that. So we'll wait for it to get on the third here, and then we'll shoot through it. So that actually came out really, really nice. I like that. So if I can't get a bicyclist, I will definitely use one from that set right there that I think worked out. Oh man, I hear a car coming. A car is definitely coming, folks. We got a little bit of cloud up there, which is nice. Oh, and it might even be a sports car. Yes, yes, yes. Here is the shot, folks. Yeah, buddy. He's moving a little slow, but so right at the last moment, it is 9:26. I have 4 more minutes to go. A car made its way through, so I was able to capture that. So I'm definitely pleased and happy. So now I can pack up, get in my warm car, and go get something to eat. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's money. So literally right as I was walking up to the camera to turn this camera off and get ready to start packing up, another vehicle came. It looks like it was like a Land Cruiser or something like that. White, literally perfect. That I think is going to be the shot for this week. And it goes to show sometimes you just gotta wait it out, and just right at that last minute, that last second, that's when you get the shot that is just the banger. And I think that's just what happened. I mean, it's a perfect vehicle for this landscape, this composition. It was white, so it contrasted with this black perfectly. You could probably hear it in my voice. I'm so excited because it literally was perfect. Like, I think it's gonna be the shot for this week. It's legit, it's perfect. I'm happy, we got it, let's go. So there you have it. Hopefully you have been enjoying this series. I am enjoying making these videos thus far. I know I'm only in week 2, so I've got a long way to go, but I want you to hold me accountable and make sure that I stick with it this year. So if you like this video, you like this content, or you enjoyed this content, please give me a thumbs up. It really does help the channel and help me get this video in front of more people. And if you want to see more videos like this and some of the other videos that I've been posting, be sure to subscribe and do like Anita Ward said and ring that bell. As always, I appreciate your support. I appreciate you watching my videos. And until the next one, take care.